Okay, welcome my friends. You'll notice my desktop computer's kind of in bits. We have a missing CPU. RAM's still in place, of course. But yeah, I've been having a few technical problems with this unit. I'll just move this lamp out your way so you can see a little better. Just get it to stay where it is now. Well, you can see that better. You'll notice I've replaced the heatsink on the flipping laser's terrible, but missing CPU and stuff like that. I don't know. We'll just disconnect that one to see if you can see anything. That's disconnected enough, hopefully. You can see okay now. But you'll notice no heatsink or anything on the CPU, which is where I pointed the laser at then. You'll also notice the heatsink is been replaced on the graphics card, and I think I've still got that part somewhere. RAM's still happily in place over here, but what do you think's missing? Of course you probably have noticed anyways, but yes, the RAM is there. There's a socket, graphics, airport card down there. What is missing, do you think? Shed some light on the situation. Look for the red dot. Simple answer is yes, CPU and heatsink, of course. I'm getting replacement heatsinks at some point. I'm going to get a replacement for that. I'm going to try and get some money together and get a liquid cooling kit, but that's going to be a bit difficult with the fact that I'm not going for high end on this unit. I might just get a load of fridge components and build a freon cooling system, which is good. But I'm going to have a look at CPUs first. I'm upgrading the processor. I'm not going for 3 gigs this time, but I think I will go for 2.8, which is a good one because that's only just a gigahertz faster than what I was actually running. Apart from the fact that when I overclocked the CPU itself, I actually got that from it. I managed to get 2.8 GHz out of Pentium 4. But here's what I'll be after. Intel Pentium 4 HT. Let me just make sure you're focused. And that you're actually at a right height. Just get this in. Hopefully you can see that okay. I'm trying my best to focus this piece of crud. Right, let's hope that's enough. But let's begin. Intel Pentium 4 HT. I'm going to move across 2.8 GHz. Socket 478 with an 800 meg cache. Well, no, sorry. I think it's actually it's a 1 meg cache, which is pretty good. That's 512 kilobytes each. But that's the CPU itself. I don't know what that green thing is for, but no matter. But yeah, that's a good looking CPU. I could get a Sandy Bridge chipset and the motherboard and stuff like that, but I really can't be bothered. But yeah, that's that. Plus I'm looking at cooling systems for it as well. A couple on Amazon which are good. Just one moment while it loads. Just give it a second because my computer's behaving a little bit weird. It's a cornered unit. It's the socket 478 of course. It's actually a pretty good one. £5.50 is a good rate for that one, but I've also been drawn to one here that's looking quite good. It's got thermal pipes on it as well. So let's go to eBay now and take a look, because this one's £7 something. Intel Pentium 4 unit, socket 478 heatsink, 2 heat pipes. It's actually looking like it would be a good investment. It's been used, of course. It's got 1 day 9 hours left on it. $7.99. plus 575 PNP, but that's not bad. But I'm looking for a good heatsink anyways. From what I've been told, either Acasa, Koenig, or just a standard Intel unit for Pentium 4 HT. Either that or just buy a passive heatsink. This one looks quite cheap. It's an AOC low profile unit. That could be a good one, but I don't think I would be going for low profile. I'd go for a more high performance unit. So for an example is the Zalman units that you'll see, like that one. That one is quite high rate, it's got the heat pipes on, it's got all sorts of cool stuff as that one. That would work quite well. I could do with that. I could do with a flipping PCI graphics card instead of AGP. But yeah, that's good, isn't it? There's all sorts of awesome little CPU cools and stuff that I've managed to find on here. And it's also on a price drop. You save £2 or 7% of your money. So that's alright, isn't it? We're doing rather well for finding good bargains. But the processor itself is quite good. Yeah. Of course, the CPU needs adequate cooling, not just any old heatsink will do. It has to be quite a good one for the Pentium 4 HT because it's hyper-threading. So if I was to get one that can handle multi-core CPUs, would be fantastic. Plus, I'm also going to try and get hyper-threading support for the motherboard because that one's quite important. So if I was to take a look on Compact or anywhere, so if I just Google it, there should be hyper-threading support for a BIOS revision. I can't remember which BIOS revision I put onto the Compact, but I flashed it quite recently. So oh, because the Evo doesn't actually have a hyper-threading CPU in it, this could be an idea because, well, Evo do need to have better processors in them than the standard Pentium for 1.8 gig. So I'm hoping to get hyper-threading support for the BIOS, which is a great idea. I'll see if I can find the support for it. Oh, that's not what I'm after. I don't want Driver Manager. I've already tried that. You have to pay to download all sorts of crap with that. So unless you want to invest, don't bother. Anyways, I need hyper-threading support for it. Use D510 VGA drivers, upgrading processors. I think I'll have another look another time, but I'm definitely going to have to try and get a Pentium 4 HT working in that motherboard because it'd be worth it if I can. And I'll also update the BIOS, or else I'll probably end up with a fire. No matter. But that's basically about it for the upgrades I'm doing to the base unit itself. I'm also going to show you my hard disk another time if I can. In fact, I'll try and get it out now. I'll find the Allen key. Right. Let's have you up here, focus the camera again. Let me while I check the camera focusing. Focus on hyper, power a little light. my monitor down. Just remove the screws. Get up, you little. There we go. That's the other side out there. I'll just move that out of the way. See if I actually did install any extra screws, which I did. I'm going to remove the ones at the front first because they're the easy ones. In fact, all the screws on this drive enclosure are easy to remove, so I'll just take my serial ATA cable out, take that out, and attempt to unscrew with a pair of scissors. Oh, that one is a bit loose, I think. No, it's not, I lie. Let's have another try. Oh, this is going to be a prat because I can't get the flipping thing in place. Ah, here we go. Try and loosen it off now. Ah, that slapped it off. Put that one down there. Right, I'm going around the other side, so I like to move the base unit. There. So we need to get some of it. Whoa! I think that's probably the softest landing ever for one of these bulbs. Let's see if it's actually done any damage. Oh yes it has, it's looped the filament. Yeah, I'm going to take that bulb out of service now for that. But I'm going to make sure it's not hot before I remove it, put it away. And let's remove this flipping hard disk. This hard disk was dirt cheap as well for a 250 gig unit. I'll get it out for you so you can have a look. See if I can even see which screws I'm supposed to be removing. Yeah, that one's going to come out dead easy. Right, I'm going to move you back a couple of inches, guys, and let's have the next unit a little bit further forward. Move all the stuff out of the way from the desk and tilt it so I can actually see what I'm doing. There we go, that screw's coming off nice and easy. Please note the way I've installed the drive is to make sure that the front is here because then I can actually fit a 140mm fan in there once I can afford it. Feel like I said, I'm a bit stripped for cash for repairing this computer. It's been quite a busy build. I've been working with it for about a couple of years, well actually not about a year now. It's a good desktop, but I really could do with having a better one. Or just upgrading the motherboard in this unit. Let's get it out. There, we got it. Just making sure of its health, it's looking okay. So we've got it out. I'll just come round your end. And I've got it. Right. Here is the drive. A 2-year warranty and it's already started losing life even though it's all pretty much brand new. 3 GS serial ATA 2 connector. It's a good drive, it really is a good drive. I like it, I work with it, and it's fantastic, but don't ever expect to use it as an enterprise drive, please. Because if you want to use it as an enterprise drive, don't bother. You'd be better off getting an enterprise drive, which even though they're more expensive, would actually last you. Hitachi CinemaStar drives are normally intended for people who just like to mess about with the computers. A bit like me, really. I've played about a fair bit with these drives, and this one's one of the best ones I've got. It's rated for 12 and 5 volts. 5 volts is 730 milliamps. 12 volts is 640. It's still under warranty, which is alright. I've only had this drive about a year. Here's the back of it. Logic board here. That's the controller. Motor controls here. Motor itself with power connected properly, as it should be. Serial ATA here. Let's take a look at those actually. As you can see, they're in good health. They work almost new. I've run the crystal disc mark on this, and the fitness is through the floor. It's not healthy at all, but it works. I use it still, but I do really wish I could have bought another one of these drives, but I'll try and find it on the site I bought it from, so just bear with me a second while I get it up. Just go to it, find it. Ooh, bargain! Intel Core i5 3570K 3.4 GHz Ivy Bridge socket LGA 1155 processor, which is of course a 77 watt unit. It should have been £177.54, which is still good anyways. It's gone down to £167.99. You might want to take a look. Anyways, let me just find it. I'll have a look at hard disks. Let's have a look. Storage. Oh, that's external hard drives. I want internal actually. I need an internal hard drive lookup. Oh no, flipping way. These are pretty good prices, you know. I've just found a 2 TB Seagate Barracuda, 3.5 SATA 3, and that is at £82.74. But I'm just taking a look for. Let's just take a look at Hitachi again, because I'm sure there should be plenty on here for it. And a lot of the Hitachi drives are quite cheap as well. I got that one for about 16-17 quid. I'll take a look on here. Hitachi desktop. Oh, it's not on here, but there's a 4 TB unit on here for £203.99, which isn't bad at all. Not at all. Hitachi sub-brand. It should be a 3.5 inch SATA. There's a 500 gig there, that's alright. There's some pretty good prices on here, but I'm just finding the one that I need to show you. I don't think it's there anymore. You know what? I'm going to have a look at SSDs as well, because they should be quite cheap on here. Because I've found absolutely loads of good ones, and I've used SSDs before, and they're ridiculously fast. I mean, that computer, I slammed one of those beasts into it. There was no way that was going to stop. That thing was too quick. And I don't normally say that it's too fast, but let's take a look. We have some 2.5 inch brackets. I'll have a look at OCZ if they're there. OCZ, they've got upgrade kits here for flaming hell. Okay, let's take a look, because I think I might have just found what I might be after. This actually comes with a lot of good stuff, and I'll just make sure that you're focused enough to be able to see this by sorting windows out. Just put that in a different window. There we go. Downsize that and focus it. I think minus a little bit of a focus and a drop in display brightness should be alright. There we go, that's a lot bolder. Just make sure you can actually see everything. Well, this is the rear net. I'm just taking a look now at some more CZ units. I've found an SSD upgrade kit, which is a 2.5 to 3.5 inch adapter bracket, 2.5 inch external drive enclosure, a Cronus dual image hard disk software CD, SATA 3, 6 gigabit a second data cable, and a USB 2 cable. I found a lot for £14.94, but because that's just the accessories, that's not too bad. But I'll take a look at 100 to 260 gigabyte SSDs and see if there's anything cheap. And would you look at that? There is. In fact, let's go down and take a look here, because SSDs are actually going down in price ever so slowly, and at some point even our laptops will have them in. So there's some here. There's a 256 gig 2.5 inch drive, £177.54, or I could get a 128 gig unit for £71.94, which is okay. Let's go a bit further down then. There's some Corsair units. We've got OCZ Vertex. I believe some of the best ones are Intel. I'll see if they've got Intel. Yes, they have. Let's go down to Intel. There's all the OCZ units there for sale. Nice and happy, and here we go. There's some good cheap ones on here. So I've just found an Intel 330 series, 120 gig, 2.5, £81.59. Oh, there's a 520 series, £195.40. Linus, take note of this, mate. You might want to have a look. But there's absolutely loads of good stuff. In fact, I'm going to take a look at servers, because I've been taking a look and I've found plenty, but there wasn't enough thingy for me. There wasn't enough range, and it looks like it's either still loading or they haven't got enough. Blade servers, let's take a look. It's not having none of them. But there's lots of good stuff. There's all sorts. So I'll go back to the home page again. And water cooling would be an idea, but let's just go to coolers, water. And there's some good ones on here. There's some Corsair Hydro H80s. They're between 70 and 80 quid. Corsair Hydro H60s, H20s and H100s. They're all at good prices. They're all standard units. There's some good ones here. There's a great deal on here for £75.54p. And that one's £45.54 at the bottom, which is the Antec cooler H20. Ooh, that's alright. That's pretty good. Well, let's take a look at different ones. So let's have a look at Antec. There's some here. There's some pretty good ones, I believe. Let's see if there's only one for Antec, but they're doing alright. We've got some pretty good stuff. So let's have a look at air cooling. This will be a lot cheaper since it's an older technology. And there we go. SP 120 120mm fans, and they're £20.34. There's all sorts of good stuff on here. And there's even some Be Quiet top floor quiet CPU coolers. Cool. And performance for up to 160 watts on that. Anyways, that's alright. £5.93 for some Arctic Silver high density polysynthetic thermal compound. Going down a little bit further is an Arctic cooling freezer. That's at £28 something. And then we've got some SP 120 units, the cooling fans. Linus, you want to take a look. These prices are ridiculously good. I've even found one of the highest rate coolers by Be Quiet, which is the Dark Rock Pro Dual fan, in push-pull configuration. I've had a look at these units before, and they do keep your computer nice and cool. Moving further down, there's even a Cooler Master Sickle Flow Green LED there, £5.94 plus VAT. Let's have a look. There's loads more I just really can't go through all of those right now. But here's a little tip: if you want to save money but still want to build the best computer ever possible, go over to PC.net. A lot of things are extremely cheap. I got the Hitachi CinemaStar hard disk, which is still here. This cost me about $15.94, which is good for a Hitachi drive. And it's I believe I might have mentioned all this stuff before now, but it's a 250 gig capacity. It's got 488,397,168 sectors. It's also got 7,200 RPM read speeds, made in, annoyingly enough, China by Hitachi Global Storage. You don't want to cover that hole at the bottom either. It's even got a little arrow there. Well, I'm not sure if that's meant to be an arrow or a smiley. I'll focus on that for you. It says don't cover the hole. There's two lines and then there's a little down arrow there to mention that that hole should not be covered. It's a good drive. I'd show you it spinning up and show you what data I've got on it, but I haven't got the peripherals to link it up to the laptop to boot it from that unit. But anyways, thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you again, hopefully with an update on that rig, and hopefully have it working with a very minute possibility of liquid cooling, but I'll still give it a crack. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Ta-ra.